Good evening and welcome to round 10 of the season 5 of the Dunton Technical Centre Championship, the final round of the season. And I want to get rid of that because I can hear myself. Well, we don't want that, do we? We don't want to be able to hear ourselves. That's not good. Let's mute the laptop. Here we go. Gone. Good. Right, so round 10. Last round. This one is the second endurance race of the season. So in the season there's predominantly most of the races are Group 3, Group 4s, but there are three unique events that tend to swap around each season. This one is Group C, so the old late 80s, early 90s Group C monsters, the Le Mans type cars around St. Croix C, a new track. I think in the 5 seasons history of DTCC, this has not been used yet, and it's a bit of a monster. Second longest, third longest track I think in the game. Only Nürburgring, Nordschleife, and Le Mans I think is longer. So these guys are going to have a bit of entertaining 45 minutes wrestling these cars around one of the most challenging tracks on the calendar. So last race, as I said, it's still all to play for in the championship. So we've chosen a fitting end to the season. So if we do a quick run through where we stand on the championship, looks like in the drivers, Chris Pengelly is pretty much wrapped up his 5th title in a row, undefeated thus far in any season. It looks like Matt Sykes is probably nailed in 2nd as well, and Chris Lewis a 3rd. But we've still got some other battles further down. So Mike Ross is currently 4th, and he's got a little bit of a lead now, 18 points over Harry in 5th. But because this is a 45-minute endurance race, effectively it's 1.5 points times points, because we add the Group 4 and the Group 3 points together. So there's a lot of points on offer today. It's not quite double points, but it's 1.5 points. So 18 points is a lot, but Harry can still do it. And then we've got further battles down the field. So we've got Jimmy and Darren separated by 1 point at the moment on drop scores. With Dan 12 points behind Darren. So 13 points covering 6th, 7th, and 8th. So that's not insurmountable. And then we've got Alex in 9th. Teams is also looking probably even more interesting. So Chris Pengelly and Dan are currently leading on 677 points, and Matt and Jimmy are 7 behind on 670. So that's less than less than 1% behind. So, and given there is a lot of points on offer tonight, 7 points is nothing. And then equally, we've got a battle for 3rd between Mike and Harry and Chris, Lewis, and Alex. Again, only 11 points separating them. So 1st and 3rd all to play for in the teams. Right. So let's have a quick grid walk. So usual format in terms of the endurances, that we had a 15-minute qualifying race, and then the top 3 go to the rear in reverse order. And so we have Harry on pole. He was 4th quickest. So Harry, there he is in his Repsol liveried Sauber Mercedes. So all the drivers again were asked to do classic liveries from the period. So Harry's gone for Repsol. Then we move on down to Chris Lewis in another Sauber. I think Saubers are probably the weapons of choice. So these are the famous Mercedes Saubers from the late 80s. He's in his Spirit of America BP liveried Sauber. Then moving on down, Daz was 6th quickest in qualifying, so he's 3rd on the grid in his Sonac Sauber. So that's actually a Formula 1 mid-90s Tissot livery. And we got Dan in his round winning livery, and we can declare Dan as our first livery championship winner. I think he won 4 of the rounds to Harry's 3. I think Daz won 2 and Matt won 1. So Dan's our inaugural livery championship winner, so well done to Dan. So he went for a classic Martini livery, but in a nice sort of silvery grey, which looks great. Worthy winner. And then moving on down, so we've got, I think, a second Porsche. Dan was in a Porsche, and so is, that will be, I think, Jimmy, his close rival. So he's gone for Boss, looks great in his Porsche. And moving on up to Alex, who was last in qualifying. He's gone for Sauber, and he's gone for the Hydro Aluminium, or Aluminum as it probably is pronounced. That looks great as well, another cracking. And notice as well, he's also got a matching helmet and suit. We like that. Then third quickest in qualifying was Mike, doing a good job in qualifying. He's usually fourth quickest and usually on pole, so he failed at the final hurdle. I think he's got 5 or 6 fourth places in qualifying and therefore poles. So he starts 7th in his Nissan, looking great in Tic Tac. Matt, his Sauber, he's 8th. He chose to copy the sort of late, I think early 90s silk cut, the two-tone purple Jags. So he's there in 8th. And then finally in 9th, our championship winner in the classic Kuros livered Sauber. Looking good there. So Chris at the rear. But we know Chris is very quick at the start. So that's our grid for the start of this last round. We shall come out of that and let's try and get a better camera. That's the best camera we've got. So 15 laps around Cinquat C, a roughly 45-minute race. Only tyre restrictions are you must use 2 compounds. So it's 3 compound choice, but you must use 2. And we'll see what strategies the drivers use. It probably be 2 or 3. Evening Mika, thanks for joining. Right, so let's see how these guys go. Rolling start as per usual. Harry will lead us away. Run down the grid again. So Chris in 2nd, Daz in 3rd, Dan 4th, Jimmy 5th, Snooze 6th, Mike Ross 7th, Matt 8th, and Chris Bingo 9th. So Harry leads them across the line. Here we go, last round of the season. Lots of points and up for grabs, so away they go into the first corner. So his first corner is a flat out kink. Might be a bit interesting with fresh tyres, but cold tyres. But flat out kink, there is a really sharp hairpin. So Harry goes into the first corner first. And we got a move already, got some action going on. So it looks like Jimmy and Dan are already having a battle. And then we've got, who's that, Mike and Alex already having a battle as well. So we go further down the grid. There's someone looks, that's a rubbish camera. So it's looking, Dan's up in 4th, Jimmy 5th, Mike's in 6th. Alex is in 7th, Matt and Chris having a battle as they come into the final second corner hairpin. Chris dives around the outside, great move there. So we've got Matt and Alex coming out, and Alex gets a bit sideways, a bit squirrely, but loses the underpower. But he lives to fight another day, and it looks like Alex has gone sideways again. Oh, I don't know if there's a little bit of contact there, but interesting action at the rear. But if we go to the front now, Harry's got a decent start, he's away. Nice start there from Chris Lewis, who's in 2nd. Daz is in 3rd. What we've got here, we've got a battle here. We're going in with who's that? Chris already making a move. Chris is already up to 6th. Just done Mike Ross, who's dropped down to 7th. And it looks like Chris is also shaping up to take Jimmy. They go through the flat right-hander into this quite tight left. Oh, Jimmy's getting a little bit squirrely. Let's go and let Chris have a move. I think Chris gets on. Jimmy gets on the grass coming out. Chris, bumping panels, and we got Matt and Mike. Some of the cold ball from Matt's view as they go down, cascading down the hill. So Jimmy's gone a little bit wide. Is Mike going to get a decent run on him? As going board with Mike. Let's see what you can see. There we go. He's got Jimmy already. Let's watch Matt from Matt's perspective, watching the pair of them battle as they go into the tight left hand at the end of the bridge straight. So Mike's gone wide though. Mike's gone really wide. Let's get outside again. Let's go a bit further up. So Dan's at 5th and Chris is already now up to 4th. So that's understandable. Dan's probably letting Chris go. So Dan's in 5th. Jimmy's in 5th, and then Matt's in 6th. So 2 teammates side by side now. They're probably let's get on board with Jimmy. There we go. So this is what Jimmy can see. This is from the view from the back of Matt's car. Is Jimmy going to bump draft him? Yes, he is. wise thing to do. Then we've got Alex down in 8th with Mike right behind him. Let's have a watch what Mike's going to do. Is he going to make a move into the hairpin at the end of the long back straight? No, but Alex got a little bit wide, but covers the inside, but gets a bit of a fishtail on. He comes out putting the power. These cars are beasts. Let's see what's going on at the front. So, Chris is in front now. Let's go back. Let's see what happened there. I think he just got a great toe. Or did Harry outbrake himself? Oh, nice move down the inside there from Chris. What a great move that was for the lead. Can he keep it as they come out? I think he does. So that's a great cracking move there for the lead from Chris Lewis. Goes into first place again. This is it's good close from Harry. Let's watch on board from Harry. What's going on? See what these cars look like as they go screaming. It's sort of circuit of 3 different sort of unique sections. The first one is very sort of Macau-like. Lots of long straights, but heavy line with Armco. The second is it's sort of free flowing as well. Lots of sort of left and 90 degrees. Then the second half is a bit more free flowing, and the third is more like sort of the end of Le Mans, where it's lots of sort of Porsche curve type bends. So Chris is already up to 3rd, Matt's up to 4th, as we know. So Jimmy's up down to 5th. He's got Dan right behind him. So these two, don't forget, are locked in battle for effectively not only for 6th place in the championship, but also Dan's going to go to meet Venice. They both go way too deep in the road, straight into the Armco. Looks like Dan's going to make a move, so Mike's not going up to 6th, so he's profited nicely from that. And these two, they're always battling, Dan and Jimmy, but they're side by side now as they go down the second straight into the tight right-hand hairpin. Let's have a look. Let's just break away. So Chris is now on Harry. Chris is on Harry. So Chris from the back of the grid does a storming start as per usual. He's very good at these first couple of laps. He's quite aggressive and he's very good. So he's right behind Harry now. Is he going to make a move into this 90-degree left-hander to go over the brow? Yes, he does. Nice move. Nice move from Chris. Harry didn't put up too much of a fight. Probably figures there. Oh, Harry's going back at him. Look at this. Harry is going back at him side by side. Nice move there from Harry. Wasn't expecting that. I thought the job was done from Chris. So Harry's doing a good job there in defending. Chris is going to try and find a way through. It's a bit hard through this section. And then he dropped down to this very quick downhill chicane. So Chris is going to try and go around the outside. Brave person to do it there. Just not really obvious overtaking spot. Is he going to try and keep it neat and tidy out of this last right-hander? To the wall of death. I'm sure we'll see what that means at some point in the race. Let's go on board with Chris. There we go. So over the bridge straight. Harry's defending the inside. There comes this tight left-hander. Chris is probably going to try and get a nice good run. He comes through this very tricky right. In some cars this is easy, in some cars it's even flat. In these cars it most definitely is. Oh, again, trying to feed on the throttle. So here we go. It's looking back now from Jimmy. Here we go. I'll never do it. From Harry's car, we're seeing the Kuros Salvamer getting a good toe. Harry's going to defend the inside. Is Chris going to try and make a move around the outside as they go into the down the straight into the hairpin? I think he's done it. Yes, he has. Nice move from Chris. Such a long straight that is. Let's see if Harry can. Oh, Harry's got a bit wide. Don't want to be out there, Harry. That's going to give Mad Psycho a bit of a interest. Harry's now going to have crap on his tyres. Oh, he's really pushing it. That's the problem. Once you go out wide, you get dirt on your tyres and marbles. It takes probably a good 3 or 4 corners to get rid of them. So Matt is, you can probably see, there we go, you can see Harry. We're going into this really tight second gear right-hander. There's so many corners here of, so we missed the lead. So Chris Lewis has been passed. Oh no, Chris made a mistake. Don't want to dwell on it, but let's have a look. Let's change the lead. We got another lead. Just went a bit too wide, so it was tricky, that right-hander. It's blind and it's over a brow, and then Chris Pengo just goes, yep, thank you, I'm a goner. Right, let's see what else is done. So Mike is up to 5th, Daz is up to 6th. Jimmy is down to 7th, but he's still ahead of his chief rival in both the championship and more importantly for the teams as well. And then Snooze is recovering. So Chris out, took him 2 laps, he's out in his usual spot now, into the lead. What can he do from there? We'll keep an eye on the strategy. see what he does. Okay, Chris Lewis in second. We've got Harry in third, and being caught by Matt in fourth. So I think the top three really are pretty solid in the championship. It's all to play for. Everyone still wants to win a race. Can Matt get in front of Harry and Chris and then chase Chris Pengelly down? We'll see what goes on the strategies. So Mike's a little remote from in fifth now. There's Jimmy a bit on his own in sixth. Dan in seventh, and he's got Daz behind in eighth. Daz is catching him, and Snooze in ninth. So Chris still leading. He's done the fastest lap of the race, 2:59.2. I'm sure they'll go quicker now. Oh, Harry's gone a little bit wide, but you can get away with it there. It's okay. The cars do have reasonable amounts of downforce, so you can put a wheel wide, but he's gone over wide again, and Matt is really on him now. Here comes Matt. Let's go on board with Matt. Oh, I keep pushing past it. There we go. Tailing the similar Sauber. They go across the right-hander, across the bridge of, or the chicane of death barrier as you come out of it. It's so easy to hit it to come out. Is he going to make it? I don't think he'll make a move into that, but oh, he's looking. He's very low on the brakes. Probably just trying to keep it nice, and let's have a watch from behind Harry's car, so just nice and smooth. You see Matt takes a tight line in, but allows to get him a really good run coming out. You can see he's gaining now. You can see he's gaining and gaining and gaining on that Sauber. Is Harry going to defend it? No, he doesn't. There we go. Matt's in front. Is Harry going to try and dive down the inside? They're going to the braking of the tight right-hander, hairpin at the end of it. Gets close, but oh, he thought about looking around the outside. Took it from the back of Matt's car. They accelerate out, so it's in this sort of Porsche curves type sequence. This is flat, not easy flat, but it's flat, and then a bit of a lift for this right-hander. Yes. Blind off camber left. It's tricky, some of these corners. So Matt's away in third. Can he chase down second? We go up front. Chris is now pulling away nicely. Oh, cutting a bit. Oh, Stewards would look at that. A little bit of a cut. Across the line he goes. So he does a 59.3 as well. So he's on softs at the moment. I think most people are on softs. Chris Lewis is on softs. Chris Pengelly's used a bit more fuel. Chris Lewis tends to be a bit lighter on fuel. He's at a 31.3, so he's running about 2 seconds lap slower than the leader. And Matt just did a 30.1, so he was pretty much, it's about 7 or 8 tenths off the leader as well. But he's catching Chris. He's, second lap quicker there. And Harry in third is fastest of 3 dead, but that was a bit of a wild lap, so I'm sure he's got a bit more pace in the air. Mike's on pace here. He's 30.8, so that's well competitive. And Daz a little bit off, but Daz has got past. Oh, Jimmy's got wide again. Let's have a look, see actually what happened with Daz and how long ago was that? Oh yeah, look, so we got Jimmy coming out the last corner. Oh, just gets it a bit too wide. Oh, catches it. Oh, just about using the barrier. Big tank slapper. Unfortunately, that's cost him, and Daz is going to fly past into sixth. And more importantly, on board from let's go on board with Dan. Here we go into his flat right left kink. He's got Jimmy right in front of him, and look at that, Jimmy just leaves it a little bit too late, and boom. I mean, Dan hit the barrier as well, but not quite as hard as Jimmy. So these two continue the battle, and then Alex is a little bit further back. Right, so Chris Pengelly's up front, still pulling away. Got Chris Lewis. He's got Matt gaining quickly on him now. Let's go on car. These cars are so good to drive. Let's watch the car. So for this right king flat out, and then braking for this second gear left. Try and keep it tight, and then get a good run down the hill. They come interesting chicane. This is quite hard to get the line right as you go in. That keeps it buried down there, and try and keep it nice and tight, and then you get a good exit from this right hand. Oh, Chris flowing with danger there. That barrier does not take you prisoners here. These pair have dropped Harry in fourth. So let's go back actually, we've got a bit of a threat going on here. So what's going on here? So we got, Darren, sorry, Jimmy and Dan are still scrapping. Looks like Jimmy's caught Dan again, so good battle between those as well. So we'll keep an eye on those two. Matt's got through. Matt has got through. So unfortunately, every time we cut away, there's a change. Oh, Chris went too deep into the end of the bridge straight. A bit too deep, but Matt's through. So Matt's into second now. What can he do about Chris in front of him? Matt has actually won the last two endurance races. He won the Red Bulls at Kyoto, and he won the round in Spa in the Super Formulas. Forgot the word for a second there. So he's good at the endurance races. So we'll see how this one pans out. His tyres are looking actually Matt's tyres are looking slightly better than Chris's, which is unusual. Have a look at Chris Bengelli. So Chris Bengelli's tyres are, his rears are slightly worse. We'll see what they do on strategy. So Chris is going to, towards the end of the lap, not far as he comes into the penultimate corner. And then here comes Matt into the same corner. So is Chris going to go in? I don't think he will. No, he's not. What's Matt going to do? This is where the strategy might play a part. So Matt's going to do another lap as well on his softs. And Chris Lewis is in. So Chris is coming in. Lovely matching outfits there for his mechanics. We'd like to see. And also Harry's in as well. So Chris has got slightly more fuel, so stop should be slightly shorter. But let's see what they do on strategy. This is going to be interesting. What tyres will they go on? It's not a slam dunk here, because the tyre wear's quite high. So Chris has gone out on the mediums. Interesting. And Harry is going out. So Harry's mediums, and so both Chris and Harry both on mediums. Daz is still going on his super soft. So Dan's starting on super softs on full tanks, and no wonder his tyres are looking a little bit rosy. And we got a battle here. So look at these two still scrapping. Jimmy's going to make a move down the inside. He's going to make this one stick. Yes, he does. But Dan gets the undercut and gets a run out of him. So this is good stuff between these two as usual. We love watching these two. So Jimmy's going to have a go as he gets the toe down. He got a little bit of a toe down the straight. He's now going to go into the hairpin at the end of this long straight. But Dan breaks a little bit like later on the outside ball. Side by side now. Dan's going back again. So Dan retakes 7th. These two know how important this is, I think, for the teams. If Matt can beat Chris and Jimmy can beat Dan, then this. Oh, that's a late lunge there. He's done a nice move. He's knocked Dan off. Oh, that was a little bit fruity. Sticking away from no. That was. Oh, that might be a steward's. Up in front of him, Daz is thinking, you two, this is great. In fact, Dan's got a bit wide. You two can carry on scrapping. So Daz is not that far behind Harry actually. See, so Harry's had his stop. But Chris has had his stop. They're both on mediums. Interesting. Mike is still on softs. So 32s, 3 mid 2. So he's going quite nicely. He's about a second or so behind Matt. You see there, Matt's now 1.7 down on this split, so tyres are starting to go. Chris is still, yeah, he's a good. I think Chris has got at least a second place on Matt here in this race. So unless Chris mucks the strategy out, or Matt can pull a blind on the strategy, I think Matt's won't be able to pull this one back. But of course, there's a long way to go. It's only Chris is pushing though. He is pushing. So we'll see how this one plays out. We're only a third of the way through it. Matt as well, so kicking up the grass. These guys are both really pushing it. There's Mike and his glorious tic-tac Nissan. Getting a bit wider there. Chris is down to 4th. So what happened to Chris? Oh, a long way. Of course, Chris pitted, of course. Of course. Right, so he's probably 3 or 4 seconds ahead of Harry, so it's close there. Daz hasn't stopped, of course. Interesting to see what he does. His tyres are looking pretty knackered. So Chris Bengelli is in. So what is Chris going to do, tyre-wise? Softs look pretty knackered, but okay. Matt's in as well. Oh, Mike, no! I think Mike was going to pit there. I think Mike wanted to pit. He got a bit of a, watch that, I think he got a bit of a tank slapper coming out the last corner. Just goes a little bit wide, takes lap. I think that means he avoided the pit lane. So he's going to have to do another lap on those. Matt came in with a little bit more fuel on board than Chris Pengeli, but not much. Splendid in pink. Away he goes. So Matt's gone in the mediums. Interesting. So Matt's gone on mediums. Chris has gone out the super softs. Okay, so two of them splitting strategy. I guess Matt's probably hoping for a longer middle stint, and his mediums are going to hang on longer than Chris's super softs, and therefore Chris will get into trouble towards the end of his stint, and Matt will be able to claw him back. So interesting. We'll see how that one plays out. So at the moment though, Mike is in the lead. He's doing that in 4th extra lap. It's going to be a bit of pain now, but it will come in handy a bit later. But those tyres aren't looking great. But what can you do with Chris? Chris is right behind him now. Is Chris going to make a move? He's on much fresher tyres and probably not much more fuel. So Chris goes down the inside. There we go. Easy does it. That's where he got Harry a bit earlier. But this time, unlike Harry, there's no way Mike's going to fight that one back. So Chris into the lead he goes. Looking like a fairly straightforward race for him so far. Mike in second. Matt isn't that far behind, but I think he's... Well, we'll see how this one plays out. Those mediums are going to be probably a couple of seconds at least slower than the super softs. So if Chris can make the super softs last, yeah, I mean, Matt's on the same strategy as the two guys behind him, but we'll see. So Chris Lewis is in 4th, Harry is in 5th. Jimmy is in 6th, so Jimmy's in 6th, a little bit ahead of Dan now, so he's got a little bit of a margin. Those guys, you see the difference in tyres. Dan's are much more even. Harry's rears are looking pretty second hand, but we'll see how that plays out. So I imagine these two are probably going to come into the pits pretty soon. The Dan's going around in 7th in his glorious looking Martini Porsche. Oh, actually, that was every time I watch him around there. So Darren's pitted, put on mediums. So we'll see what he'll do. And Alex in the rear. Right, back up the front. So a little bit spaced out at the moment. Chris on his super softs. He's going to fly. It's very hard to get the timings here, but he obviously put less fuel on than Matt. He's probably doing an even 5 lap. 3 sets of 5 laps, I would imagine. But if he can keep those tyres alive, then he could be in the pound seats. So Mike, I assume he's coming in now. Is he coming in now? Yes, he is. Much tidier coming out the last corner. So his tyres were looking knackered, but they weren't like end of the world knackered. Mikey's another one who's pretty good on his tyres. So that means he'll have a short, probably a short super soft stint at the end. So that's actually probably not. Whilst it might seem that's a bad strategy to start with, he's going to go up. Harry's got him, so look, Harry just about sneaks in front. So Harry on the mediums, Mike's still on the mediums as well. That is interesting. Obviously deciding that the supers and the softs wear too quickly, whereas Chris Pengeli is doing probably doing 5 laps on the super softs. The Dan's in. You see he's already purple by 1/3 of a second. In comes Dan, here comes Jimmy. So those two again have swapped positions. And Dan's got a lot more fuel on board, so he saved fuel compared to Jimmy. Oh, Dan loses the bonus point though for not having matching liveries for his crew mechanics. Oh, look at that! So Darren just... Let's watch that again. So here comes Daz. It's Darren... Oh, if he hadn't done that actually, bit of a cut. If he hadn't done that, I think he would have got Dan quite easily. But if we watched... so Dan's moving now. Out he comes the pits, and then Daz is blasting long flat out. He's going to try and make a move into the... just muscles his way through as they go through the flat left kink. Can he get his stub? He does, but Dan got a good run out of that. Let's watch the on board from Dan. Can he get a tow from that Sauber? see with the respective speeds of the cars. They go down the straight, hitting 190. Oh, Darren's a bit earlier than Dan on the brakes, but Dan had a think about it and gets a little bit of a tank slapper coming out. He's on super softs though, Dan, so that's an interesting move. And Daz, as we know, is on the medium, so could be game on there. Battle for 6th there. Jimmy's a little bit further behind now. But these two, I think Dan's probably fancying his chances here, because he's obviously won't know what's going on in the car. But yeah, if he can stay with the Sauber, he's got a lot less fuel and he's got much better tyres. So keep an eye on that one. Chris up front. Where is he now? Yeah, he's putting well clear. He's just done a 59.4 last lap as his out lap, but he's now 2 seconds up on that, so he's flying on those. Matt did a 3:02.8, so yeah, you can see that he was about over 3 seconds slower. Let's see what he does. Yeah, so he's 0.7 down on his fastest lap, so he's probably hoping that he can keep within a second or so of his soft times, but yeah, I think he's hoping he can get 6 laps out of it and do 4 very quick laps, or maybe on the super softs. But looking at the, you can see there, Chris's wear is pretty low because he's half fueled it. I think Matt's probably done the wrong strategy here. He's just done a 30.8, so he's only 0.8 of a second off his fastest soft time, but he's almost a full 3 seconds slower than Chris Pengelly on the super soft. So we'll keep an eye on that. Chris Lewis did a 33.5, so he's a fair chunk slower than Matt. So it looks like first and second are probably going to be gone for the afternoon. Some of those. So Chris has done a 3 minute 3.5. Well, that was it out lap, and then might do the 3.2, which would have been his out lap as well. Which Chris's wasn't his out lap, was it? So he's hanging the back end out as he loves to do. Does love a drift as our Mr. Lewis. So we've got 3rd, 4th, 5th, fairly close together. And it looks like we've got a battle going on here. So we've got Daz as we thought. Let's stay on these two then, as we thought. So we got Daz, he's got Dan right on his tail. Let's watch for the roof cam of Daz's car. Dan really closes up on braking there as they go into that tight sort of second corner really, but the kink doesn't really count, it's flat out. So look at that, Sauber's got the grunt there, look at that, he's pulling away from Dan as they go down the last sort of second straight, braking into this very tight right-hander, trying to get the power down. You have to be smooth with these cars. This off camber left, Dan takes a good chunk of the grass. And probably the hardest corner on the track. Got this long double apex right that sort of tightens up on you as you go through it. Going for a little bit wide, but pretty good. And then try and avoid doing that. keep it clean, Dan. You've got him on pace, I think, on this one. Daz is a bit wide going through the left-handers, so we've got a couple of left-handers coming now. Those sort of second gear. Watching from the back of the Tissot Sauber. Can Dan close that up? Just keep it neat and tidy. Down the hill into the chicane. Who else is going on? So Dan's in 7th. Jimmy is a little bit detached now. A little bit detached from these guys. Yeah, he's quite a long way back now. So let's do a recap then. So Chris now just done a 58.2, so he's flying away. Matt's not even crossed the line yet. Matt's probably sitting in that car thinking, yeah, that probably wasn't the right strategy. He comes across the line to the 3 minute 0.5, so he's he's only half a second slower than his softs, but I think the problem with the mediums is they go off slower, but they go off sort of the same sort of degradation than the softs and super softs. So even though they've got more life to them, they actually don't really offer you any grip advantage later on in the stint. So yeah, sometimes the medium is not always the best tyre to be on, but nevertheless, Matt's doing 3:3.5s. Chris is doing 3:3.2. So Matt's got 2.5-3 second pace advantage on the drifting Chris. He's at it again. Maybe I don't know what. Maybe he should replace the lead in that right foot he's got. Here he goes now for his double right-hander. It's tricky to get the apex on this second part of it. Here we got Mike. Nice tight line through there. Oh, he's going to be out there though. It's so easy to catch people out. And I think we got a battle here. So we look, Daz and Dan. Let's go on board with Dan. He's catching. He's going to make a move around the outside of this kick. That's going to be difficult. Is he going to throw it down the inside? Daz has got a little bit wide. He's gone too wide. Oh no, he just went straight on there. Dan's got him. Dan's up to a good 6th now. Some cracking racing there. So Dan's just done his fastest, 3:7.4, which is exactly the same time as Daz. So can Daz regroup? Can his strategy pay off? I think he might be going the long game here. Jimmy did a 3:10 last lap, so he's a bit remote now. And Snooze is not far off being lapped. Doesn't look good though, that car. Snooze is, oh no, right, we'll leave that. We're up the wound, sawing the wound. There goes Chris, doing his usual. Running it off the grass, but he don't seem to pick up much dirt doing that, so he's fine then. Alex, yeah, recovering. Chris just swooped straight past him, former teammates. Matt is going through these, so very reminiscent of the Porsche curves. Doing the same, running onto the edge of the track on the dirt. Such a hard corner, this one. It's blind, you go in and it's a bit of a wall of death as you come out of it. Try and keep the throttle down. Right, Chris in 3rd, so he's got Chris and Harry, Mike are not far behind here. Both on the mediums. Chris's mediums are looking a bit more, well, knackered than Mike's are, so keep an eye on that battle. Mike is not far behind. And we got Harry in 5th. Dan in 6th, still doing decent laps. So look at that, he's 2.6 up on his fastest. So Dan's starting to find some pace now in the Porsche. And he's dropped Daz in the background. But don't forget, Dan will be stopping again. So he's got to get a pit stop ahead of Daz. We'll see what happens there. Jimmy's just coming around the right-hander. He's on the fastest lap for himself as well. Keeping it pins, they go down the straight. And then we've got Snooze. Right, so Chris, well out in front now. His tyres are beginning to look a bit knackered though, you can see, but he's probably stopping now. So his tyres are worn, and we compare that against Matt's, are looking pretty fresh. But Matt just did a 3:2.1. Chris did a 59.4, so you look at that, I mean, yeah, it's nearly 3 seconds between them, so I think the softs were the wrong choice. Hemorrhaging time, unfortunately. Oh, Chris is throwing it around a bit. And what we've got to go, so Chris Lewis still having a bit of a, it's pretty tight between them, so 3rd place here is definitely on. Good battle here between Sauber and the Nissan. Mike's tyres are in a lot better shape. Very similar fuel though, so they're on the same strategy. And Harry's a little bit further behind now. Dan can see Harry. So Dan's just on the 3:5.1. Harry's been in again, so we missed that. Harry's been in again. He's put super softs on to the end. So he's going to try and do 6 laps on the super soft, so they're going to be pretty fried by the end of the stint. Dan is a pit stop behind him, but he's going to probably come in into this. He's probably going to do 1 more lap, and he'd probably go on the super softs again. So he might be a pit stop down, but he's going to have much fresher tyres at the end. So maybe Dan could even look for 5th here. Daz is on his own, Jimmy's on his own, Snooze is on his own. So some bit of a gap forming for some of these drivers. Let's have a look. Just keep an eye on these two behind us. So let's take a lap. Oh no, so let's take a lap and Chris goes into the pits. So he's now going to do a 5-lap stint, probably on super softs. Matt is going to do another lap on the mediums, which don't seem to be working out very well. I think his theory was low fuel on the mediums, could go a bit longer, then do a really short stint on the super softs at the end. But Chris is so Matt is going to take the lead. Looks like yes he does. Just flashes past as Chris comes out of the pits. That was close. So Chris is now on fresh super softs, but he's only I mean, you can see, there you go, you can see the pink Sauber in front of us, Pink Panther. That gap's going to be whittled down to nothing pretty soon. He comes into the second hairpin. Now what's going on between the battle and third? So it's still close. So Chris Lewis is just done a 3-minute 4.3 and Mike's done a 3.5. So it's about a 7th, 8th, 10th gap being closed there by Mike. Let's go on board with Mike. Probably should follow the leaders to see what's going on there. So here's Matt leading. I'm sure you would have hoped to have been leading on lap 11 of 15 in the endurance race, but not with a pit stop. Oh, you don't be running out there. That's not going to do his tyres any good. But yeah, I think he's fighting a losing battle here. His mediums aren't looking that great. He's coming at the end of his stint, so he's going to have a great last few laps. But Chris is really getting close now. Let's watch Chris as they go over the bridge. There they go. Matt's going to try and defend the inside, I think, but is Chris going to have the brakes? I think he's going to have the grip to go around the outside. Let's watch, see what happens. Matt defends the inside. No, not quite, but Matt's just going to drift wide, and there we go. Easy does it. Matt running out grips on his mediums. Chris has got all the grip on in the world. Well, he's got more fuel. He's got so much more grip on his super soft. So Chris is away. I don't think Matt's going to see him now for the rest of the race. So let's go what's going on behind. So let's watch from Mike for a little bit. Oh, we keep going past it. Here we go. Mike takes a very early line through there. So, oh, it always looks like you're going to run out of road there and into a nice barrier. Let's see what speed the Nissan can hit at the end of the straight. Getting up to 200 mile an hour. Brake just before the 150. 210, 250. Wow, then we just briefly saw 216 through there. Gets it down nicely. Let's see what's going on from the back of the AlphaTauri wing of the Sauber of Chris Lewis. It does sound nice, this Sauber. Hypnotic this track is. Got Mike is catching us. I think Mike's got the pace. Obviously Mike's pushing it. So Matt's in now. So Matt's in for his last stop. I imagine he'll put the super softs on. That was a failed experiment. Worth a try, I think. Worth a try trying to beat Chris with a different strategy. Chris and Mike is in. Look at this. So top 3 all in. Sorry, second, third, and fourth all in together. Matt's gone. Matt's out. So he's a good chunk ahead of these guys. But who's going to win the battle for the pits? I think it's probably going to be pretty even Stevens. Their fuel is identical pretty much. So I imagine they're both going to go for a blast on the super softs. 4-lap run to home. Look at that. Oh no, Mike's jumped him. Mike has jumped him. Mike has taken less fuel on than Chris has. Right, okay, game on. This is going to be interesting. Maybe that Nissan is better than the Sauber on fuel. And he's taken less on. So, let's go on board with Chris. Game on for third place here. Mike I don't know whether he didn't save any more fuel. They were pretty much empty when they both came in. So maybe that well, either Nissan's better on fuel, or Mike's thought, I'm going to try and get track position, save a little bit of fuel, and you know, do a bit of fuel saving, but keep the track position. But I mean, this truck is so long. There's so many long straights on it that it's very hard to defend. It's not like Monaco or something like that. Oh, you'll be out there, Chris. Alright, let's watch what's going on from behind Mike's car. So I would imagine it's just Mike thinks that the Nissan's not going to use so much fuel, and he's going to go full board at the end. So let's watch it so you can see the squirrely mug as it gets under braking for these tight left-handers. He's getting really close now as they go for this flat right into this second gear left. He's getting super close now. Look how close he's getting. Let's watch on board with him. They come cascading down the hill through this chicane. This is a hard place to follow because he can't really see much. Oh, Chris is getting much quicker fuel. Mike takes a little bit of curb grass going in, and as a result he gets a bit squirrely and does very well actually not to drop it coming out. So they go across the bridge, they're like side by side, but I think if someone look, the Sauber's just ahead. Is Mike? No, Mike thinks better of it. Good idea. It's probably better to try and get a clean run coming out. The long right-handers coming up next, and they'll try and get a decent tow as they go down the longest straight on the track. Which is saying something, because there's a lot of long straights here. Right, so is Mike going to get a tow? Here we go, he's in the tow. And Nissan's quick. Chris is weaving a little bit, just trying to break the tow. Look at that, 210 already. 215, he's got a lot of tow. Is he going to try and get past again the braking area? I think he's got him. Yes, he has. Look at this. Cracking battle between these two. Just over 3 laps to go. They go through the Porsche curves. Well, this is the Porsche curves, the Porsche-like curves. Very tricky. Chris is right on his bumper. Let's keep getting on board with Chris. Look at that, you couldn't get much tighter than this between the pair of them. Right on his tail, they go through this very tricky set of sweeps. This off-lined, off-camber. Right-hander, Chris dropped. Oh, they're both really wide. Both doing the same thing, and then you got this tricky last corner. Very easy to run out wide like that, but he's still on him. Are we going to get much of a tow from the Sauber, from the Nissan we're on board with? Is Sauber going to close up to go down this long pit straight, Black Kink, which is a bit wide, but he's okay. Gets tight under braking, might defend it a little bit. Chris is nice and smooth, we're getting closer. Oh, a bit of a misshift there. Looks like Chris is going to take advantage of that. A bit of a misshift. They come down the second straight. Chris has got him back. Look, there he goes. He's going to try and close the gap and take the racing line. No, he doesn't. You can see them both diving under braking. So Chris is back up to third. So these two are having a stupendous scrap. We've got 3 laps to go. Everyone else is pretty evenly spaced out. So these two are going to keep us entertained. Do a quick run through. Chris is still way in front. He's on his super softs, which is a bit knackered. Matt is now on super softs as well, so it'll be interesting what that gap's like. Matt did a 59.6 on his out lap. Chris has just done a 57.1 to get the fastest lap so far, so we'll see what happens between these two. But let's stay on the quick carry on. So 5th place is Harry, who's on purple. Look at that, he's done a 301.6. So Harry's, even though his tyres are starting looking a bit knackered, is doing the low 3, so he's got some pace. Danny's a fair chunk behind him now, I think. Whereas, yeah, he's quite a long way behind him. So Harry's actually not that far behind the guys in front. He's got Alex coming up the lap, and then we've got Daz in 7th. With Jimmy, Jimmy's not far behind Daz in 7th place. We've got battle here shaping up, and Snoo's in 9th. So Chris is way out in front, and Matt is quite a long way behind him. Right, so let's watch what's going on between this battle for 3rd. Chris has still got it. Mike is still behind him. It's a straight run to the flag now, no fuel saving. Last lap was a 302 from Chris. 302.3, 3/10 of a second apart on a 3-minute lap. Shows how close these two are. Harry's, yeah, he's the whole of the back straight behind now. Dan's on his own. Dan will be pleased with this, so this is a good result from him, 6th at the moment. So Daz and Jimmy, so Daz is doing the long game, he's trying to get his mediums to one stop, I think, and it looks like Jimmy's all over the back of him now. What can Jimmy do? He's got a lot more grip in that Porsche, I think. Daz is really struggling. Is Jimmy going to try and get around the outside? He does, a nice move. Gives him a little tap just to say hi. A nice move there from Jimmy. Dives down the inside. He's done a 304.2, so Jimmy's got some pace as well. His Dad's going to fight back as they come over the bridge. Try and keep it neat and tidy. Daz is struggling now in those tyres. Those mediums are pretty knackered. The mediums have obviously not been the right tyre choice anyway, but pretty knackered mediums, definitely not. So we got a real battle on here. So Chris is now got the Nissan right on his tail. Thought this might be a bit after pretty much the end of sort of second and thirds of the race. Thought it might have settled down to be a bit professional, but not at all. Chris has made a little knock there, just tapped the barrier and has given Mike enough to get inside him. But Chris is fine back. Look at this. This is an epic battle between Chris gets a good better run out of the corner and gets him back again. Let's go on board with Mike. Look at this, is so fantastic racing between these two. Look at this. Chris is now defending the inside to his left-hander. It's going to be hard to pass there. We're similar to Mike just gets a snap of opposite lock as he goes into the corner. Holds it nicely though. Let's watch from behind. They go now. The flat right-hander leads into this tight left. So Chris has now dipped into the 59, so 59 dead, under 2 minutes. That's a quick lap time. I think Mike's probably going to be similar, yeah, 59.7. So these guys are on the pace now. We look at Chris's 57s. So look at that, Matt just did his fastest 57.9, which was pretty much identical to Chris's. So now Matt's on the same tyres as Chris, even though Chris's are quite a lot more knackered. They're on the same pace. And then they've only got, was that only a second on the guys behind? So you can see that finally the third and fourth have really picked the pace up now as this battle. And they're only a sort of second off the leaders, which a 3-minute lap is pretty close. So what can Mike do in fourth? Can he get past Chris? Let's have a look at the fuel. Mike short fueled. He is still a bit shorter. We're hoping that Nissan will get him home. Nothing in it at all. If Chris makes a small mistake, Mark's going to have it. Mark's going to have that last podium place. Up front, Chris now on his last lap. Been a pretty straightforward one. He's done a 59.2. Got the best part of a minute, I think, ahead. Matt's done a 59.6. You can see these two. Yeah, I mean, Chris has got a tyre disadvantage here. Done an extra lap on those tyres, but you see that the top two now are within half a second of each other. So now Matt's on the right tyres, and look at this though, right, we're going to stay on board with these two. Look at this, right, let's go on board with Mike. He's going to get a good tow, I think. Oh, I think he just hit the rev limiter again. He's done that a couple of times. That's allowed the Sauber to get away. But it's game on between these two. Oh, look at that, he gets a good run. Oh, I think he's going, but look at a move that was. But it looks like, yeah, let's rewind that. That was from miles behind. Watch this. Look at that, just dives down the inside. Look at that for a move. Chris gives him plenty of room, brilliant racing. So now Chris is right on his tail. Actually, let's watch from back from Mike's car. Is Chris going to make a move down the inside? Let's have a look, see if he does. Mike covers the inside. Is Chris going to try around the outside? This goes against the second heavy. He does. He breaks a bit later. Is he going to sweep around the outside? Yes, he does. Look at that. These two changing places in 2 straights. They've changed place twice. Look at this. Brilliant race. It's a lovely move by Chris as he went around the outside. Oh, someone remind me about going around the outside again. I can never remember the song. Mika's on, she'll tell me. Oh, Chris is a bit wide though coming out there. So Mike has still got a good sniff of this. Look at that, he's already 4 attempts up on his quickest, got such a good tow. Is Mike going to get to the end? I think he probably, some of the Buffaloes, they go around the outside, I can't remember though. Is Mike going to get it to the end? His fuel light is now flashing. Tyres looking okay. Just a little bit wide though, so give Mike a chance. Might just rough the barriers, but it's okay coming down there. You don't lose too much time. Flick left, flick right. That's great. Sequence of corners over the bridge they go for the last time. Let's just check what Chris is. He's just going through the sweepers. Keep an eye on where he is. But the battle for third is still raging. Mike's still on him. Mike's still. Oh, that'd be late. Oh, wow. He managed to keep it out of the barriers somehow. Don't know how he did that. That was pretty close. But Chris has just got a little bit of a gap now. Just enough of a gap. He might have broken the toe, but he's touched the wall as he comes out. But let's go have a look at the leader. So Chris come around the last corner, dominated this one, showed us why he's a champion. Chris comes out and takes the win. Fantastic drive from him. Once he got out front, he was pretty much unchallenged. Matt is a little bit way behind, so we'll watch where he is. And then, it looks like Chris has got it now. Unless he makes a mistake, Mike might be having to fuel save a bit. I don't know, but brilliant race between those two. So let's have a watch of Matt. Coming into the last corner now. He'll probably rue that strategy. He was on the pace of Chris towards the end. Coming across the line. Gets a good second though. Finishes second place in the championship. So back to the battle for third. Mike's got third. What's happened to Chris? What happened there? I said that Chris had it as long as he didn't make any mistakes. What has happened there? So we go through these very quick sweepers. So the tyres are looking a bit knackered, but they're not too bad. It's gonna be. Whoa, no! Oh. That's so unlucky. That's so unlucky. Oh, let's watch that in the car because that's been pretty brutal. He just got a little bit too wide there. That's a bit unfortunate. And look, boom. Oh, felt that one. Felt that one. Unlucky. So Mike gets third. He kept the pressure on. So fair play to him. Kept the pressure on Chris. Chris can relax. So Mike is going to come across a very worthy podium to finish the season. Finished fourth in. He's going to consolidate his fourth in the championship. So he'll be pleased with that. The last corner, and yeah, Chris is looking a bit battered at the front now. So great third from Mike. Finishes the season with a podium. He'll be pleased with that. Good pace all race. Chris coming across in fourth. So unlucky there. It was just a little bit wide. That was just a tiny little error. Comes across in fourth. Car is fixed, but say good third in the championship though. He'll be pleased with that. Third in the championship. Here comes Harry. Yeah, he's well ahead of Dan. So. Let's just check where Jimmy is. Dan's coming around there. Jimmy's coming across there. So we've got a bit of a gap time, yeah. So Harry coming across in fifth. He's got some pace. I mean, he did a 301.6, and he's yeah, he had a long stint on those last set of super softs. So he's got some pace as well. So good fifth from Harry. Dan will be pleased with sixth. That's a cracking sixth. So I think as long as he can finish there, this pretty much cements the drivers. There were 7 points up before the start of the race, and Chris beat Matt. That's 3 points gained, plus he got fastest lap, plus he got fastest in qualifying. So Dan just needs to bring this one home, finish the race. No mechanicals, and I think he's one that got the championship for Chris himself. So through the sweepers for the last time. Let's have a look what Jimmy is. Jimmy's catching him, but not quick enough. Jimmy did 3:08.4. Dan's done a couple of slow laps actually, so he's obviously made a few mistakes, but his fuel's looking a bit low as well. I think he's got enough, so he's coming across now. So a good sixth from Dan. He'll be pleased with that. Gets the team to award. Well done, Chris and Dan. And then in comes Jimmy. I think Dan's given up. Park the car. So Jimmy coming across the line, and we will pause it now. So there you have it, round 10 of the Dunton Technical Centre Championship. Cracking race, enjoyed that. The battle for third certainly livened that up. That was excellent scrap. So 5th season champion for Chris Pengelly. Fantastic job. Takes the win by almost 30 seconds. I think that middle stint really cemented it. So great win from him. Good strategy. Got fastest lap with a 2 minutes 57.1. Matt finished in second, also second in the championship. Much more competitive when he went on that last set. The super soft did a 57.9, but the damage had all been done. So yeah, a good second. Mike, great tussle with Chris. One of the battles of the season. I think this season has had some cracking races and battles between drivers, and that one was a beauty. It went on for lap after lap. So he finished his third, did a 59.7, so a competitive lap time. And then Chris, so unlucky. Thought he had third in the bag there. Did a 59 dead, quick lap time, but just caught a bit too much of the grass. So good fourth though. A good race between him and Mike. So fifth was Harry in the Sauber. Sixth Dan, taking the title for the teams, as we said, with Chris Pangeli. And Jimmy comes seventh, so him and Matt finished second in the champions in the teams. And Daz, I think, parked up after his one-stop strategy, eighth, and then Alex ninth. And I said your fastest lap was Chris Pangeli. So thank you very much for watching. That was the last round of a very competitive season. Was very tight in a lot of the championship battles all the way. The teams was only settled on the last race. That was sort of 4th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So it's been a fantastic, I think probably one of the best, if not the best season so far. So season 6 will start very soon. The teams are just being formed now for the next season 6. It's probably due to start in roughly a month's time. Got some new drivers coming in, so we should have 12 drivers on the grid, which will be fantastic. Some new faces coming in, which will be good, and we'll have some new rules when it comes to tyre allocation to throw a bit of strategy in the mix. So we look forward to season 6, and that will kick off in probably 4 or 5 weeks' time. So thank you for watching season 5. We hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you very soon before season 6. Thank you and good night.